Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, please stand up and press F to pay respect. Because every mouth-breathing, tone-deaf corporate puppets in government just passed a bill to ban TikTok. That is great! Why, you may ask? Because clearly the government solved every problem in this country. Inflation is gone, gas is 3 cents a gallon, groceries are so cheap that the stores are paying you money to shop for food, and everyone is making more money to live comfortably and happily. That has to be it, right? Because why would our government of future hospice patients be wasting our time and their time trying to ban an app? I mean, it would have been great that all of this hoopla and energy to banning an app for people's phones could have gone to fixing other things. Now, I will agree that TikTok isn't a perfect app, and I know there's a lot of people that don't really care for the app in general. This app has made young generations to basically have the attention span of a newborn puppy. You can't really do much to anyone these days without them wandering off into space when having a conversation. Hell, so much of this content that's out there right now are always doing the Kevin Dunn effect by making a lot of zooms and cuts to keep people engaged. Even to the point that you need to have a Subway Surfer video underneath you while having a conversation with anybody these days. And also, TikTok has given the people with the most obscured views a massive audience. But honestly, that's just every other app we had before TikTok. The government, or better yet, the companies who own other social media apps, hate the fact that TikTok did it better. Or more importantly, that a non-American based app did it better. Like, whatever your stance on TikTok, you can't deny that this is infringing on people's freedom to do whatever they want. Like, I don't like vaping, but even I won't infringe on the right for a longboarding crypto NFT scammer the right to suck on a Decepticon micropenis for a high. You do you, my friend. Fly free to those taco stands. But all joking aside, the biggest thing I have a problem with this is the fact that this doesn't solve any of the things that the government says that TikTok is doing. Talk about how China is using our information to weaponize and try to go after the US government. Anybody with a brainstem can also see that other apps on your phone do the exact same thing. Just takes a simple Google search to figure out that every other app that you have on your phone has sold your information, or even at worst, had your information being stolen by hackers. Facebook, Amazon, Twitter, Google, Yahoo, AIM, Messenger, AskJeeves.com have already sold your information to the highest bidder. It doesn't even have to be an application. It could just simply be browsing the internet or even using your GPS that they have your information no matter what. To sit there and say that China is the biggest problem and they're going to weaponize it when 90% of everything that's in the government building is made from China. We've been working with China, buying things from China, importing things from China for decades. Hell, all these billion-dollar companies that make so many of the things that we use today normally have all their production done in China. So I have no idea why they're trying to make China look like the bad guy when they have been our allies for a long, long time, especially when it comes to capitalism. It's another fear-mongering thing to blame China when the truth of the matter is that they don't like the fact that TikTok is giving the right information to the people that they can't brainwash anymore. Like, I remember this whole thing that if you search France on Instagram, it will show you nothing but the pristine beauty that France is. Or was, because if you actually type up France on TikTok, you can actually see that France is becoming a third world country with a lot of the protests. Look, here's the thing. No one is surprised that an app has our information. No one is surprised that a foreign company has access to our spending and content habits. We all know that there isn't a thing called privacy anymore. Our data is collected, stored, bought, and sold every day, twice on Tuesday. For decades, it was bought and sold by American companies. It's just that it's the first time that a Chinese app has made an app so popular with our information. But deleting the app to stop China buying our information isn't going to do anything because they can still do it regardless. For a lot cheaper, actually. They can find some random Joe Schmo and just buy our information for pennies on the dollar right now as I'm making this video. Like I said before, TikTok is not a perfect app, and I do see the flaws and I do see the problems that TikTok brings. But everything that the government has a problem with TikTok, you can easily say the same thing to the other apps that are on your phone. They worry about TikTok being used to weaponize the election when Facebook basically did it before with all the Russian propaganda. They're worried about TikTok selling our information when Amazon has already done that 10 times over. Like, this isn't anything new, it's just the fact that TikTok just did it better. For them to completely ignore everything else what's going on in the country and just focus on an application that they themselves have used is completely fucking stupid. I'm not joking when I'm saying that these government officials have used TikTok. They use the application that they deem a menace to society for their own personal gain. Besides all that, I think the biggest thing that's gonna suck is that the people that have made a living off TikTok. TikTok wasn't really that big of a thing until the pandemic hit. I've seen so many people, I've seen so many stories of people saying that when the pandemic hit, TikTok was their only outlet to keep themselves sane. And because of that, they decided to go after something that they never thought they will ever done in their life, which is become a content creator, or even better. Now these people have millions of followers, they're making an income off TikTok, and they have branched out their creativity into other medias, such as YouTube, Twitch streaming, modeling, acting, a stand-up career, you name it, they have done that because of TikTok. TikTok was the thing that has helped them reach that dream and succeed in that goal. There are people that have found their voice and started producing creative content. People have made great educational content, and some have used the platform to get out of their shell. And it's not only just random individuals, even businesses have benefited from TikTok. So many businesses benefited with TikTok ease of gaining an audience, and the fact that they can use the TikTok shop to sell their products is absolutely amazing. So many small mom and pop shops are making a living due to TikTok, or even having high level creators that gave these stores rave reviews. I remember there was a food reviewer by the name of Keith Lee gave a great review to a struggling restaurant and helped prevent them from going under. So there is a lot of good that came out of this app, and I know there's some of you that hate it that can list many of the downright disgusting things that this app has brought us, and I will agree with you on that. Like, I'm a huge fan of TikTok because it has helped me branch out and become more creative with my content. Doing TikTok live streams has gained me more of a viewership and audience that I'd never gotten streaming on Twitch or YouTube. But even with that, I do see all the negativity that this app has brought us. So many dumb, terrible, false videos about the solar eclipse being the end of humanity. So many stupid challenges that got people hurt and killed. And like I said before, the attention span in today's youth is smaller than my own Twitch viewer count. But I could make the argument that those things are nothing new. It's just that TikTok had more of a massive audience. Like all of those I mentioned could easily be posted to any other social media app and can reach the same amount of people. TikTok should take responsibility when it comes to the negativity that they allowed their apps to have. But it's no different what you get if you go on Twitter or X. You can find porn, gore, beheading videos on X, and probably more insane posts from conspiracy wackos than on TikTok. The whole internet is a cesspool of filth and is easy to find it. But I think the biggest problem is the fact that the government is making this decision for you to have this app or not. The government has the right to ban things, but I do believe it has to have a good reason other than China owns it. I may not agree with a lot of things that people post on the internet, and trust me, there's a lot of it, but I do understand they have the freedom to do so. Just remember, you have consequences for those actions. And that's my point with everything, is that the government is eliminating your right to download an app. Whether you like the app or not, you can't sit there and think this is the right move. We should make the decisions to keep an app or not the government. I know many people said they deleted the app and became happier, and that's great, and that's your right to do so. But I've also seen people get the app and enjoy the content and also motivate them to make content themselves, which is their right to do so as well. Everything about this feels scummy to me, and I hope it doesn't start a movement of government making decisions for their own personal gain. But until then, TikTok has 9 months to find someone to buy the company or risk being banned off the App Store. Until then, enjoy what you have and have fun with it. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more. And here's a clip from my last video, and I'll see you guys some other time. Peace out. This is probably the biggest whoopsie daisy I've ever seen. If you don't believe me, check out their subscription numbers. They went from 2.93 million subscribers to 2.83 million in just 4 days. They lost more fans than people attending a Travis Scott concert. In other words, they done fucked up real bad. To lose that many subscribers in a short amount of time is a clear indication that